Hi Blab Dads, how you doing? Happy Labor Day. We're here at Hart Springs in Gilchrist County. As you can see me, we parked right here next to the spring itself. We are here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and unfortunately at 8 o'clock in the morning there's another car in front of us, but unbeknownst to us, it opened at 9 o'clock. All the springs we've gone to opened up at 8 o'clock, so we were thinking, what can we do? We can't just wait around for an hour for it to open up. So we turned ourselves around, went back to Bell, which is probably about 15-20 minutes drive away, and we got some necessities that we needed, and then we drove back. 8:45, the car in front of us was gone. So we pulled up and we were first ones there, and then we met this gentleman who came to the gate and opened it up and let us know, hey, we're about to open up in about 15 minutes. 10-15 minutes, and then I had a conversation with him. His name is Tim. Very nice gentleman. Talked about the spring itself and how it came about. So I'm not going to do that right here. I'll tell you on the way as we make a perimeter loop around the entire spring, and we'll show you all about it. So let me turn this around. So here's the parking lot at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, 9 o'clock in the morning. No one was here. It was pretty much empty. We had this Jeep over here and our van were the first ones in this parking lot itself. So let me go ahead and give you the full tour, unloaded, and this is the spring itself. Okay, so let's take a walk. So these green pavilions surround the entire perimeter of the springs. There's 16 of them. So they're for reserve, and all of them were taken at the time, and he was just informing us we couldn't go to any of those pavilions, but we normally set up around the spring itself. So as we're walking here, you can see big cypress trees. That dot not only the outside, but they're also in the middle of the spring. So I'll tell you all about that once we get to that spot over here. So as you can see in this area right here, there's a berm or a wall. This wall normally is higher than the water. The water's about 8 inches high. It's rained so much that the water level has gone above the wall, and now makes this an area that you can swim in, and normally it's just a beach with sand. We were lucky enough to sit up right here on this promontory, which is super awesome. So this area, along with this picnic bench now that this gentleman is at, we have this, and as you can see, he's cooking. There's a whole bunch of places where you can cook out. We're underneath this tree over here, and a bench. So this overlooks, as I stand over here, the entire spring. So that's one of the main springs over there. This normally is underwater. There's a jumping platform, and then in the middle over there, normally the water level is lower than the wall, and you can literally walk into that area, and that's a walking area. That shouldn't be wet at all. It's dry. So as you can see how we set up, this is beautiful, beautiful area we set up here. One of the best. It overlooks the entire spring itself. All right, let me continue. So you can see this is Labor Day. It is busy now. Sometime afternoon, I can't remember, I took a nap. But there's plenty of people that have set up either in a pavilion or around the springs. So you can see they're swimming to reach the bottom of the spring there. Not a lot of people are actually going under and seeing the spring. Everybody's swimming, so this is a shocker to me. Normally people take a look at the spring. They have a nice playground area right over there. The walkway is concrete. And this is your view as you look off to the left as you're walking towards one of the main buildings where you can use the restroom and go to a shop. So over in this area, right over there to the right, those are the changing rooms and restrooms. Through those windows over there, that's where you have the store, which also conveniently is for the campers that are on another part of the property. You can fill your tubes up here. This is a very, very nice volleyball court. Now, believe it or not, this is a county park, and that's why they opened up at 9 o'clock. That building over there serves as, or used to, pre-COVID, was an area where you can gather, and they probably had programs here. They got a basketball court. Again, let's continue on the path here. Big oak trees. And now we're on the opposite side of where we were. We are right there. And now people are on the embankment here. Plenty of benches, which is good. And again, this is a county park. So let me walk over here. Huge field. There's 2 huge fields here. This is one of them. Let's go to the sign here. Hart Springs. Now, because it's county, state parks don't have this. This is such an awesome thing for the little kids. If you don't want to be in the springs, this is a perfect place where my daughters have played. They played in this area right over here. Plenty of spots for the little kids. And then this is one of the main areas right over here, just off of the splash park. So this is a jumping platform. So you can see they cut down one of the cypress trees here. Tons of people love jumping off of this thing. So there's 2 exit ways so they can jump off of here. It's about 5 feet deep. We're gonna watch this kid jump. Here, buddy. So you can either dive or flip. It's pretty deep down there. It's about 20 feet. So this is the area I was talking about. In there, it's supposed to be dry. As you can see this lady over here, she's able to bring her, her tube and just sit underneath the cypress tree. It's pretty awesome. So in this spot here too, they've got areas where you can exit or enter into the platform, and these are the exit spots right here. All right, so we're continuing on our path. Again, it's a short hop, skip, and a jump from this area here to this area right over here. Oh, sorry about that. So this is another entryway into the spring itself. So you come down there and then you can walk over to this area. We've got a bridge. Now, if you've ever been to Kelly Park in Orlando, Kelly Park has a similar setup. They have a bridge that goes over from one section to the other. And very few state parks have this. This is almost a great setup, just like Kelly Park. The only thing, it doesn't have a long winding river like it. So this is one of the main areas where people can swim. As you come over to this side, this area over here is another part of the spring itself. And when I walk over to it, you'll see where the other boils are, the other 2 main boils of the spring are. Oh, I'm gonna show you this pole. Okay, so you see this pole in front of me, this thing right here. I'm going to show you why there's numbers on these pole right here. So I'm going to turn around the there's a sign talking about how these figures over here talk about flood stages. So let me turn you around. So the Suwannee River actually flooded over in these different time spans. So let's look at the first one. Actually, let's look at the lower one. In 1986, during this time, it was 19 feet. That's 19 feet above that area right over there. So where I'm standing right now, if I put my hand up, that's just how high it was. And the other ones were, during these time periods, 20 feet, 26 feet. So if you look at the latter one, 1948, that's the highest one, or 1948. Yeah, way up there. That red one, so that's 26 feet high, the flood of 1948. That's where the flood stage came from. Isn't that amazing? Water at the tree line. Kind of crazy. All right, so as we walk down here, this is a great ramp that winds down to this area right over here. So this is one of the entryways over here, but you've got to watch out. There's a lot of algae and very slippery, so if you don't have shoes, you got to really be careful of this area. As you can see from here, as I enter the water, okay, there's not a lot of algae, but as we go over here, there's tons of algae along this area. So you got to be very careful. You don't slip and fall. Sorry about that. So the two spring boils are right over here. That's not the spring boil. Spring boil is right over here. That's about 15 feet deep. And then here's another spring boil where these boys are entering in. You can jump into the water and you can see how the water is boiling up from the bottom. So you can see it's a little agitated. And so that's the main source of the water coming through. It's much more powerful than the one on the other end. Now, here's the one thing that I've noticed when going to these different springs. This particular boil has tons of algae on it. So that means if there's little water movement, the algae can attach to it. In places like Alexander Springs, Silver Glen, you won't see algae attached to the rocks because all that water is flowing so fast, the algae doesn't have time to attach to it. And then over there, and we'll walk over there, you'll see the demarcation between this area, the swimming area over here, and where the boats are. So let's walk over there right now.
Are you doing a documentary on the place?
Oh, no, I'm doing I have my own YouTube channel. So more pavilions. Again, 16 in all that line this area. It's awesome. So there's parking. Typically there's parking just in one area, but the parking lot surrounds the entire springs, which is very helpful. This is where you could rent kayaks and canoes. And it's not that busy at this point, which is shocking. Here's another entryway into the springs on this side. So here are one of the entryways over here. And from where the kayaks and canoes are, this is a launch. So this is one of the launches that they can take their kayaks and canoes. You bring it down here and you set this in here and you can simply just sit into it. So you can see some kayakers over there. The boats are set up. It is busy now. All right, Blad Dad, so that's Hart Springs in a short 14-minute walk. Now I'm going to turn you around because the next thing that we're going to go to is a nature trail with a boardwalk that goes all the way to the Swanee River. So as I was coming off the beaten path to come over here to the launch, this is the boardwalk that takes you all the way to the Swanee River. So that's going to be our next video. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, as well as hit that notification button, ding, as well as share this to everybody so they can enjoy Hart Springs like we do. Okay, so here it is. All right, we'll see you at the next video. Bye.